Hey, happy Easter Sunday to you from the Big A here in Southern California. The brunch out on the field before the game, but right now, the thing we're worried about is some weather. As we welcome you inside the Big A, it's the fourth and final game between the Boston Red Sox and your Angels. Looking to get more out of a new car? Don't just go to an event. Join the movement at your local area Hyundai dealer. By Shakey's Pizza. Win a pizza party for 10. Go to Shakey's.com. And by CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. Now we welcome you back here to the Big A. And as we promised, baseball will be played. Just a 5-minute rain delay. I know the folks from Boston looking at us as if we were crazy not putting the tarp on, but the sun is starting to peek out here on Easter Sunday, and it's going to turn out to be a glorious day for baseball. Let's take a look at the lineups for the visiting Boston Red Sox, who've won the first 3 of this series. Jacoby Ellsbury leading things off in center. Dustin Pedroia is at second. Adrian Gonzalez at first base. Kevin Youkilis back at third. David Ortiz, the DH. Mike Cameron gets his first start of this series. He's out in right field. Carl Crawford in left. Jared Saltalamacchia is doing the catching. Marco Scudero gets to start at shortstop, so no Jed Lowry this afternoon for Terry Francona. That lineup taking on Matt Palmer, 1-0 with a 4.22 ERA. As we just talked about, the top of the show, just trying to carry over that momentum in that start from Texas.
And being aggressive with that strike zone, too. He has a complete game in his career against the Red Sox, 1-0. So he's got the ability to be able to go deep in the game. For me, for Matt Palmer, establishing that fastball early on with that good sink action, get some ground balls. He feels his position very well. He's very good as far as slowing down the running game, but quick move to first. So he does the little things to make himself be successful during the course of a game.
Well, defensively behind Matt Palmer in today's game, it's Wells in left. Peter Borges back to the starting lineup at center. Torrey Hunter in right. Callaspo at third, Ibar at short, Howie Kendrick at second, Trumbo at first. Jeff Mathis back behind the plate.
And Howie Kendrick, who was playing some first base yesterday, was scheduled today, was playing second base here. He's done an outstanding job at the second base position, so great range to the backhand, of course, to the glove side, and will be active today with Matt Palmer working that sinker down in the strike zone.
And we'll see how that affects the play on the field. No tarp was put on other than the one that covers the mound, as well as the one at home plate. So the grass in the infield and in the outfield going to be very wet, very slick. The warning tracks, as a matter of fact, as you look down the lines, there's some glare. It's obviously a little muddy on the warning tracks here at the Big A. Matt Palmer's first pitch to Jacoby Ellsbury is in there for a strike. Red Sox having won the first 3 of this series, now 9-11. Tied for third in the American League East, 3.5 back of the Yankees as that breaking ball misses outside. And the count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Ellsbury last night 2 for 5 in that leadoff spot, a couple of runs scored. Matty missing away. Falls behind here at 2 balls and 1 strike. Callaspo in on the grass at third, and that breaking ball is down and in. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike.
You got to try to make him swing as well. He's been hitting the ball a little bit better of late, Ellsbury, but seeing a lot more pitches, more patient at the plate.
He rips this one toward the right field corner. Torrey over to try to cut it off. Ellsbury's got terrific speed. The throw from Hunter towards second is not in time. A double by Jacoby Ellsbury. Terrific play by Torrey Hunter in right field, considering the wet surface.
And that's the thing. You never know how quick the baseball is going to go off the wet grass in the outfield. And, of course, your footing. Nice play by Torrey to cut it off and make that a lot closer. Fell behind in the count. Tried to throw that cut fastball to the outside corner instead, middle of the plate. Torrey, nice job as far as getting that ball in as quick as possible.
So, man in scoring position to start the ball game. Here's Dustin Pedroia, the second baseman. 0 for 4 in last night's game, hitting .297 on the year. Not showing bunt, takes a fastball high. Pedroia with a couple of home runs, 6 runs batted in.
That's something both teams may utilize today, the bunt with the grass being wet in the infield. More difficult to not only get your footing, but to be able to throw across the diamond.
1-0, hit out toward left field. Vernon is there. Off the end of the bat. 1 away. Ellsbury remains at second base.
All speed. Good pitch to be able to get him out. He cannot advance the base runner, too. Pedroia usually pretty good as far as hitting the ball on the ground to the right side. Hits a lazy fly ball to left field. Keeps Ellsbury at second. Now Matt Palmer's got to keep an eye on him.
One of the things that gets Matt Palmer in trouble, as you see Adrian Gonzalez step in from the left side, is the fact that he tends to flatten out the higher he is in the strike zone. We saw that in his first start. A lot better against Texas, keeping the ball down in the strike zone. Gonzalez looks at a fastball down and away. It's 1 ball, no strikes on the first baseman.
He doesn't necessarily have the ability to rush a fastball up above the belt to get a swing and miss, Matt Palmer. So he wants to stay down and make pitch to contact, get off the end of the bat or on the handle if he can.
Here's the 1-0. Gonzalez takes a breaking ball for his strike. That'll even account. It's Dan Bellino calling the balls and strikes this afternoon. The crew chief Brian Gorman at first, Larry Vanover at second, Tony Randazzo over at third. The men in black on this Easter Sunday. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Gonzalez 1 for 5 with an RBI in last night's game. Now with 10 runs batted in. Ellsbury and Jet Lowry, team leaders in that RBI category for Boston. Short lead for Ellsbury and a little spin move by Palmer trying to keep him honest.
One advantage here too with the left-handed batter up, Jeff Mathis, if Ellsbury does attempt to steal third, as a clear throw to third base.
That's down and in. 3 balls and 1 strike. The Red Sox have run quite a bit in this series. Came in with 6 stolen bases. They've stolen 7 in this series. The 3-1. Breaking ball, and that is lined into the alley in right center field. That will score a run. Borges cuts it off. Gonzalez is going to try to go to second base. The throw is not in time. A double for Adrian Gonzalez. Boston leads it 1-0.
And a couple times already in the game for Matt Palmer falling behind an account 3-1. Has to throw a fastball, and Gonzalez hits that ball well to right center field. There's a breaking ball there, but again, left-handed batters love the breaking ball in the inner half and down. Drop the head of the bat and hit that ball hard, and Borges made it a lot closer, cutting that ball off and making a good throw into second.
6th double of the year for Adrian Gonzalez. RBI number 11 as Kevin Youkilis steps in. The breaking ball is in for a strike. It started to rain here once again. Light little mist. Youkilis 1 for 4 yesterday. It was a 2-run home run. He takes that fastball inside. The home run for the Red Sox third baseman, his 4th of the year. Just after missing the majority of Thursday's game as well as Friday's with that shin. He swings and misses there. And it's 1-2. Good sinking fastball.
It's an effective pitch, especially for a guy that fouled a couple balls off his leg that first game. You throw that sinker down and in, and as a hitter, you're just thinking, oh, once you commit to that, it's going to be another opportunity to be able to foul a ball off your foot.
That's down in the dirt. Nice job by Mathis. Ball doesn't get far enough for Gonzalez to advance.
A nice job of shifting the body, keeping the arm there to be able to not let that ball get through and underneath the arm.
Two doubles here in the first inning for Boston. They lead at 1-0. Looking for that second out. 2-2 is fouled back. Palmer's thrown 17 pitches, 8 strikes, 9 balls. Youkilis takes that fastball low. And a full count with David Ortiz on deck. The Angels with the 3-game losing streak now at 12-9 on the year. Game and a half back at Texas. Trying to figure it out here at home. 3-2's upstairs and he lost it. So 2 on, 1 out for Ortiz. Ortiz, a DH, 1 for 4 last night. His average of 254. A couple of home runs, 9 runs batted in. 2 for 11 in the series. Ibar playing more towards the middle, trying to keep Gonzalez as close to the bag as possible. That fastball is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Looks like Matty's trying to kind of keep the hands dry as possible with this rain falling here.
He's trying to be too fine.
Off speed pitch, a big swing and a miss, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. A lot of pitches thrown here in the early going for Matty. Looks like he's got pretty good movement on the fastball, just hasn't been able to find that right release point.
Well, that's when you want to try to make sure you throw the middle part of the plate and utilize that sink action. But if you're throwing it on the corner to start with, it's going to go away. And Boston, always known as a patient lineup.
Breaking ball down and in, 3 balls and 1 strike. It's coming down pretty good. It's like some we'd expect at Fenway Park here in a couple of weeks.
And you know, I always felt once the game started, I really never really had an issue once go out there, even if it's a little bit of drizzle, because you have that rosin bag behind there to be able to keep your hand dry enough. And I always felt it was to your advantage as a pitcher because you can get more sink on the ball because the wetter the baseball is and it's harder to hit.
There's a strike, full count.
You see that drops coming from the helmet of the hitter, so any kind of distraction that a hitter has, it makes it more difficult to react and hit. Now, if you rely a lot on your break and stuff, though, it may be more difficult to get a grip on the baseball, but I still think pitchers have the advantage when it's wet like this.
Ortiz taking off the helmet, trying to dry it as much as possible. Red Sox with Gonzalez at second base. Not a whole lot of speed. Youkilis behind him at first. Full count with 1 out here in the first. 1 run in for Boston. 3-2. This one out toward left center, base hit. Gonzalez will score. Youkilis will head to third. The throw comes in. It's 2-0 Red Sox.
Early on here, just command. A lot of pitches out of the strike zone. Tried to turn that one over to sink, but it was elevated, and Ortiz was able to get a good part of the bat on that and hit that ball to left center field. You want to work down in that strike zone and sink it. You get a ground ball to Ortiz, there's a great chance you would get a double play. We talk about a big part of the game right now. Even though John Lackey has not pitched particularly well this season, he does get a lot of run support. And you don't want to get too far behind here early. Their bullpen, and even though it was an issue at the beginning of the year, has been throwing the ball well for them.
Well, up until about 12:15 or thereabouts, the plan was for the game to start at 12:35. Not making any excuses. I'm just telling you about routine for starting pitchers. Both Matt Palmer and John Lackey went out to the outfield, started to play catch. Palmer actually walked onto the bullpen mound while Lackey was still playing catch in the outfield. And at that point, it had been decided to kind of hold things off. So he got warmed up, sat down, and cranked it back up, just that 5-minute delay. He's fallen behind here, 2-0 in the first. Mike Cameron swinging first pitch, fouls one off to the right.
Yeah, the mindset has to be is almost if you're pitching on the road and you have a long inning for you, you scored some runs. See, it's a mind game when it rains and you have a delay, because otherwise you lose your edge. If you wait those 5 days to be able to go out there and help your team win a ball game, and then it gets pushed back, your edge gets played with.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Ortiz stays at first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mike Cameron hitting 167 on the year, 1 RBI. This being his 6th start. His previous 5 have come against left-handed pitchers. J.D. Drew getting the afternoon off. Fouls this one off to the right. And Palmer ahead of the count at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wet track out there.
Don't see it too often out here.
No. The tarp did get rolled out. Didn't get put on.
Well, at least we know it works.
That's the first time I'd ever seen one.
I didn't know they had one here, to be honest with you.
1-2. Chopped on the ground at third. Kayasper to the backhand. Fires to second. No relay. They got the out. The run scores. It's 3-0 Red Sox. Cameron gets credit for an RBI and a fielder's choice.
Cameron runs pretty well. Once a slight bobble by Kayasper, no chance to be able to turn a double play.
Number 13, left fielder Carl Crawford.
So 2 outs. Cameron over at first. Carl Crawford steps in. Now Palmer getting ready to throw his 30th pitch of the first inning. Crawford a multi-hit game last night, his 4th of the year. 2 for 4 with a double. Hitting a .154. No home runs, 4 runs batted in. Takes a fastball just outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, he's a guy that would put a lot of pressure on the defense. Crawford, with his ability to run down the line, and any slow hit ball in that grass is going to really force the infielder to be more aggressive than normal.
Cameron takes off. That pitch is fouled back. It's 1-1. Even with the wet dirt, Boston remaining aggressive on the bases.
Different team, this Boston club. Very aggressive, stealing base. They used to be a station-to-station 3-run home run team.
Irvin Santana last night, 7 innings, but gave up 5 runs against this Boston team that appears to having found it a little bit offensively. Breaking ball way outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Boy, a feel for those off-speed pitches for Matt Palmer. Now that could come into play as far as the wet condition, the wet baseball. So a couple of those curveballs slipping out of his hand.
Lights are on here at the Big A. Rain seems to be slowing down a little bit. Crawford chopping this one up the middle. Ibar had him positioned perfectly. Now we'll end the inning, but Boston scores 3 times on 3 hits. We head to the bottom of the first. Red Sox lead at 3-0. 3-0. This is the lineup that Mike Scioscia is running out there this afternoon. Eric Ibar moves up the leadoff spot with Meister Asturis being scratched due to tightness in his hamstring. Bobby Abreu's at DH. Torrey Hunter is in right. Alberto Callaspo comes up to the cleanup spot. He's at third base. Vernon Wells drops down one. He's in left. Howie Kendrick was scheduled to start at first. Gets to start at second. Mark Trumbo had the day off until that scratch. He's at first. Jeff Mathis catching. Peter Borges batting ninth and playing center field. Taking on the 32-year-old from Abilene, Texas, former Angel, John Lackey.
3-0 in his career against the Angels last season. All three wins, 89-94 in the fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. Really likes to throw his curveball initially part of the plate as far as throwing over there for a strike and then finish off with that nasty slider.
Ibar drops a bunt up the third base line. Youkilis with the bare hand, a throw to first, and Ibar's retired for the first out. Take a look at the Red Sox defensively. Behind John Lackey, Crawford, Ellsbury, Cameron from left to right. In the infield is Youkilis, Scudero, Pedroia, Gonzalez from third to first. Jared Saltalamacchia doing the catching.
Mike Cameron in right field is very good center fielder throughout his career. Has that ability to be able to tuck the baseball off down in the corners. Above average arm, very aggressive as far as charging the baseball. Three-time Gold Glover. Well, he makes some of the most amazing catches playing that center field position.
Lackey throwing one pitch, getting the first out here. Bobby Abreu takes a breaking ball in for a strike. Bobby 0 for 2 last night with a couple of walks. Average of 239, 1 home run, 6 runs batted in. That pitch missing outside to even a count. Fourth start of the year for John Lackey. Gave up 9 earned runs against the Texas Rangers his first time out on the 2nd of April. Gave up 6 earned runs against the Yankees the second time out as Abreu. Loops one out to right center field. That's a base hit. Ellsbury cuts it off, and Abreu's on board with a 1-out knock. Take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
Boy, as Bob Seger would say, you got to turn the page, particularly when you look up and you're down 3-0 here in the bottom of the first. You've struggled offensively the first 3 games against the Red Sox. You got to think in lines, okay, let's get back to getting our approach better at the plate, simplify base hits, and then be aggressive, ultra aggressive on the bases, particularly because the infield and outfield grass is wet.
All right, that being said, who's your pick to click in the lineup for the Angels today?
Well, I'm going with Mark Trumbo because he wasn't initially in the lineup. That's whether you relax, you clear your mind, and all of a sudden you get a couple pitches to hit and you make the pitcher pay.
Torrey shoots one out towards right center field. Mike Cameron got a terrific jump on it. Calls it in for out number 2. Bobby heads back to first base.
Boy, so good in the outfield. We just talked about how he made that transition from center field to right field like Torrey Hunter, where we've seen Vernon Wells move from center to left. When you have that kind of lateral ability, you can cut off the balls that's going to be in the gap.
So 2 outs, a man at first for Alberto Callaspo. We're talking about Lackey and his first 2 starts of the year. Much better outing the last time against Oakland. That fastball is in there. Ended up taking the loss, but allowed just 1 earned run on 4 hits, 6 innings of work. He actually got skipped in the rotation because of a rain out they suffered at Fenway Park. Give him some time to kind of gather back up.
Well, knowing John pretty well, I'm sure he wasn't happy about that. He wanted to be back out there, try to figure it out on the mound rather than look in the dugout and try to figure it out.
Bobby takes off. The 1-1 is fouled back. Boy, Abreu had a pretty good jump. He'll head back to first, and Callaspo's got a 1-2 count.
Well, in his first 3 starts struggled, but he's a guy that, early on in the season to get a feel for that curveball for him. And his velocity on his fastball, you can see early in the game, 89-91 range. So not overpowering, but he will hit a spot and finish off with a curveball.
Inside with the fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Alberto went 1 for 3 last night. Hitting .304, a couple of home runs, 7 runs batted in. Off speed outside. Lackey wanted it. Walking off the mound on the first base side.
I think with John, he's going to let you know if he thinks he made a quality pitch.
That wasn't a quality pitch.
In his mind, it was.
Unfortunately, the only guy's mind that matters is Dan Bellino. It's a full count with Abreu at first. He'll be off of the pitch with 2 outs here in the first. Down 3 are the Halos. Now it's fouled back.
And keep in mind, with Bobby going on the pitch, if Callaspo could hit a ball in the alley, he could score on the way the ball would be able to skip through the wet grass and get to the wall.
Reset and do it again. Lackey's ready. Abreu takes off. And Callaspo fouls it off again. First time this year that Alberto's hit in that cleanup spot. Just the 3rd game in his career he's been in the cleanup spot. Another 3-2, another foul ball back. Bulk of his career, Alberto has spent it in either the 5th spot in the lineup or the 6th. With Mike changing things up here, breaking up the 2 right-handed batters, Hunter and Wells, with the switch hitting Callaspo.
You have to try to do things when you're not scoring runs.
This one's pulled foul, and nice jump there by Alfredo Griffin. Good little battle here between Callaspo and John Lackey. Boston scoring 3 times in the first on 3 hits, a couple of doubles and a single. Nine pitch at bat so far for Callaspo, and Bobby getting some work in at first base. Bobby's not quite getting to the bag now.
Veteran move.
Yes. You conserve energy.
He's got it down to a pat. Right now, as soon as he hears the ball and he thinks it's not really squared up pretty good, it's a good chance to foul. I'll shut it down.
Takes off again. 3-2. Rolled foul. Saltalamacchi out to pay a visit real quick. At least he's jogging back to first.
Yep. Well, the more pitches you think you see, you think the hitter has the advantage. At some point during this at bat, John Lackey's going to make a mistake. Hopefully, Callaspo is in position to be able to crush it.
The 12th pitch of the at bat. This one hopper to Pedroia, goes off his glove. Callaspo is going to reach on the infield base hit.
We got a pitch to hit hard. Pedroia almost made the play on it. Skipped away, slipped enough where Callaspo was able to beat it out going down to first base.
Lackey not very happy about it. That's what we're talking about, the field being wet, the way that ball hits the dirt or the grass, so it's going to skip. So Vernon Wells steps up with 2 on, 2 outs here in the first. Vernon drills one out towards center field, but Ellsbury is there, goes back on it, leaps up, makes the catch, and the inning comes to an end. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left on, 1 in the books. Boston leads it 3-0. Celebration continues. Angel, great catcher. Former big league manager Bob Boone getting the honor this afternoon. And Bob's kind enough to join us here in the booth. Angels down 3-0. You're now the assistant general manager of the Washington Nationals. You've transitioned well after your playing career, haven't you?
I don't know. We haven't gotten out of the basement yet in that league, so it's been a little frustrating. But things are on the upswing. I'm in charge of the minor leagues with the Nationals, and that's primarily what I'm doing now. Is my main job. And I just got back into town, been in the East, freezing my little rear end off, watching our minor league teams, and I come back in for about 5 days, and then I'll go back out and see them again.
Well, you've said you had some pretty good arms. That's what you were trying to do with the farm system there with the Nationals, is keep developing arms and have that ability to be able to either make a deal or have these guys come up and be successful with you up at the big leagues.
Well, Gooby, one of the great things about losing a lot, you get some pretty good draft picks. So our first picks have been phenomenal. Of course, we're waiting for Steven Strasburg, who had have elbow surgery. He'll be back a little bit at the end of the year, but we're really looking for him at next year. And our drafts, the last several, have really pumped a lot of pitching into our system. When we took over from Montreal coming to Washington, it was really dry, and to see our young kids get in, and now those kids are growing into the AAA level and some in the big leagues. So it's been very gratifying, and we're much better off right now than five years ago.
2 balls, 2 strikes here on Jared Salt, the Lackey, 8-9-1, due up for the Red Sox as this one's rolled foul up the first base line. I want to get into it and ask you about you coming to Southern California back in 1982 after being with the Philadelphia Phillies, what that experience was like for you coming to a very, very talented ball club.
Well, I was kind of pushed out of Philly by them saying I couldn't play anymore, and coming here and really being around Gene Mauch and a tremendous team that Gene Autry and Buzzy Vivasi put together. That 82 team was truly, I believe, one of the great teams of all time in baseball. We were a little short on the pitching end. I think if we'd had Mariano Rivera by that time, we'd have been really special. But all of us were on the backside of our careers, and it was just a joy to play with. Everybody really knew how to play, and it was, for me, it was like being a rookie, coming to camp and kind of having to make the team, and was a different experience. I always tried to get Mike Schmidt to say, Mike, why don't you let him trade you, because you feel like a rookie again, and it was special, and playing here was special.
You got to catch a couple of pretty impressive games. You got to catch that perfect game by Mike Witt, and of course Don Sutton's 300th career victory. So I mean, a lot of special moments behind the plate for you, though.
Well, there really were, and we had some special guys here that. Jeff Zahn was probably my favorite. Jeff Zahn threw about 84 miles an hour, broke more bats than any pitcher I ever caught, and next to Gooby. And he was such a joy because he had tremendous changeup and he had great command. So every game, I felt like he doesn't have very good stuff, and I'm just calling a great game. so I used to love catching Jeff won 18 games for us one year and pitching the All-Star game. But it just great memories here, great people memories, and we moved out here and live here. I've got a business down the road from here, and it's been a special place for us.
Now, when did you decide to get into managing, and how much of an influence did Gene have for you?
Gene had quite a bit. I think as I was playing in my later years, that's what I really wanted to do, and I really went after it when I got out of baseball, and I thought that summer, I took the summer off. It's the only summer I've ever had off in '91, and at the end of it, I thought, I thought people were just supposed to be calling me, wanting me to manage. And so at the end of the year, I actually called Bill Giles of the Phillies, and I said, how should I go about this? Because I didn't want to call somebody I knew and have them turn me down. It would have been devastating. So anyway, I got a hold of Oakland. Oakland hired me at AAA, and I just loved it from the very beginning. I was up there 2 years. My second year, I always thought, I don't need any practice. I don't need to go to minor leagues. I can do this right now. And when I got into it, I realized, no, I needed I needed that time after my first year in AAA. That second year I was a much better manager, and then had the opportunity to manage, and I had the opportunity to manage Mark Gubicza, which was a.
I was nice to you, wasn't I, though?
You were pretty nice. You know, I mean, we spent a lot of time discussing pitching, and
figure out a way to score a few runs here and there.
Well, that was out. We couldn't score runs. We had no offense, but Gooby was phenomenal for us. And you know, and one of my true joys, I've managed twice in 6 years, and with the players. That's the one thing I really miss about managing players.
What was more of a challenge, raising your own children or managing Gooby?
They're both challenges. You know,
well, there's no doubt about that.
None of it.
That's why I posed the question.
None of it was easy. None of it was easy. Gooby had a tendency. You know, he was such a competitor. If somebody would make a mistake behind him, he just didn't like that. And you know, you kind of had to say, you know, you staring that guy down is not good, Gooby. They're not going to like you.
I was just saying good effort, I think. That's what I was trying to say, with my eyes instead of my mouth.
It's like I was waiting for him to run off the mound and just punch the shortstop one day for dropping a great pitch ball that he got a ground ball on. But Gooby was great. He'd throw strikes in his sleep and had great action on the ball and really competed.
Is he better with the mullet and no goatee, or no mullet with the goatee?
You know,
these are hard-hitting questions. I prepped for this interview.
Gooby had, you know, I mean, like the world, half of the world, the female half was in love with this guy. You know, he was 6'5", beautiful build and great looks. And
look at him now.
But he was married, you know, and he had to turn them all down.
You got any good stories about Boone as your manager?
No. I remember one time we were playing the Angels, and I think it was 2 outs in the ninth inning. Garrett Anderson was up. I just gave up a base hit, and Boone came out to the mound. He goes, "I got to get you out." And I said, "You know what? I can guarantee you, I will get a ground ball hit by GA right now." And he goes, "All right, I'll let you go." And of course, I did get a ground ball. Just managed to get into the outfield for the grass. He came running back out. He goes, "Well, you made the effort, but it wasn't good enough. I got to get you now." So that was one of those fun times. At least he allowed me to talk him out of taking me out of the game.
And that was a big thing. That's probably one of the only times I ever did it. I really had a thing about it. And I tell young managers, you know, in running the minor leagues and kind of helping and tutor our young managers coming up. I said, look, when you've made up your mind, when you go to the mound, don't change it. It never seems to go. It never becomes a good thing. Great try.
Great throw by Jeff Mathis. That will end the inning. Bob, we appreciate your time, and thanks for stopping by.
My joy. Thank you.
Bob Boone, Angels great, kind enough to join us here. We head to the bottom of the second. Halos down 3-0. In the bottom of the second, down 3-0 versus John Lackey. The first pitch fastball is in there for a strike. The Halos had 2 men on in that first inning, just could not push across that run, even though Wells hit that ball well out to straightaway center field. See the numbers for Howie Kendrick: 274, 6 home runs, 9 runs batted in. Pinch hit last night, went 0 for 1, grounding out to second base.
Well, this is when you need the offense just to respond right now. Get back in the game, put some pressure on John Lackey and the Red Sox. Get the offense swinging.
Goes with the fastball away. Catches the corner. It's 1-2. It'll be Kendrick, Trumbo, Mathis here in the bottom of the second. All right, Bob Boone's gone now. You can throw him under the bus.
No.
1-2. Breaking ball got him. And there's out number 1.
Well, he got a lot of strikes called for him, you know, when he's behind the plate, though. A veteran guy like that, he used to frame those pitches. Didn't move his glove a whole lot. We talk about being a quiet catcher behind the plate. He didn't move a lot between the corners. He just stayed in the middle, just moved his glove either for the outside part or the inside part, and he got a lot more strikes called by doing that. And I needed that help.
Mark Trumbo steps in now. 1 out, nobody on. Lackey's thrown first pitch strike to all 6 batters he has faced. Mark in a bit of a slump over his last 15. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Jumbo hitting .237, 3 home runs, 9 runs batted in.
Still getting caught in between swings. First pitch fastball away, took it, then swings at the breaking pitch. The approach right now is it's going to have to try to hit that ball the other way. And Mickey Hatcher has said so often here, he wants his hitters to look away and drive the ball, get on top of that plate.
That's up and in with a fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mentioned last year, Lackey was 3-0 against the Angels in his 3 starts, a 3.38 ERA, 21 in the 3rd innings, 19 hits. He had 13 strikeouts and walked only 3 in those 3 starts. And we got him looking on the inside corner. 2 outs, back-to-back strikeouts. Join Major League Baseball and the Major League Baseball Players Association in helping Japan's children in need. Visit unicef.org or text Japan to 864-233 to donate $10. Standard text messaging and transactional fees apply. For more information, visit MLB.com/Japan Relief. Back-to-back punch-outs, 2 outs for Jeff Mathis. Did a nice job throwing out Jacoby Ellsbury to end the top of the 2nd inning. Jeff hitting .211, 1 home run, 5 runs batted in. He had to start in Friday's game. Ended up going 1 for 3 with an RBI. He foul tips that one. No balls, 2 strikes. Lackey's been working ahead.
He's so important. He's thrown 28 pitches in the game. 22 have been strikes.
Mathis fouls one back. This one's got a chance to be just below our roof. It's pretty close.
Do you have it covered?
I was trying to figure out where it was going.
Well, that's a good explanation.
I put some eye black on. Cover the glare. 0-2. We got him. Lackey strikes out the side. The Angels go down in order. 2 in the books here at the Big A. It is 3-0 Boston.
The chocolate bunnies weren't enough at home. Got to eat the cotton candy here on Easter Sunday.
It's like spinach for Popeye. Could be the key.
Oh, man. Speaking of bunnies. Dustin Pedroia to lead things off here in the third, followed by Adrian Gonzalez and Kevin Youkilis. Matt Palmer had a better inning in the second. Had a strikeout, a walk. Ellsbury reached on the fielder's choice, but thrown out, and that's why Pedroia is back leading things off. Pedroia was at the plate. 0-1, lifted down a right field line. Tailing, it was foul. So Palmer ahead of the count at no balls, 2 strikes. Boston getting 3 runs in the first inning. On 3 hits, Jacoby Ellsbury led off the ball game with a double down the right field line. It took Matty a while to get back in sync.
Well, as I recall, when he did have that complete game against the Red Sox, that first inning was a tough inning for him. Then he kind of got in cruise control. He's going to have to try to throw up some zeros because the offense continues to struggle. He's got to keep it close.
Outside with that fastball, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. You tell me, as a starting pitcher, if you're going to give up some runs, do it as early as possible.
Yep. The mindset is, if you're a starter, you give up those couple runs early in the game. All of a sudden, you go, I got to give up a bunch of zeros from there. That point forward, I got to be as quick as possible.
That's going to be a tough play for Mathis. Off balance throw, and they get Pedroia. That is not the easiest throw in the world. Not able to close up the shoulder because having to hurry. And they get Pedroia for the first out.
Well, you can see how athletic Jeff Mathis is. Had an opportunity to play quarterback in college. He was at Florida State, wanted to play quarterback. So you can see how athletic he is. Calls off Matt Palmer, makes the play, and makes the throw on the run. And remember, that baseball is going to be wet as it rolls on the grass, too.
Adrian Gonzalez at the plate. Breaking ball chopped off his foot. No balls and a strike. Gonzalez had an RBI double himself in the first inning and scored a run, so he's 1 for 1. Fastball missing in. The sun having illuminated the stadium now. Here's the 1-1.
Pretty good pitch.
Two balls and 1 strike. Kevin Youkilis on deck. Outfield playing straight up against Gonzalez. There's a strike, 2. Adrian just signing a long-term extension with the Boston Red Sox. Announced a couple of days ago. And a 2-2. Fouled off the left.
Well, and finishing up what we were talking about with Matt Palmer giving up some runs early in this game. We saw it in Kansas City when, what was it, Casimir gave up 5 early in the game against Kansas City, and they were up 5-0. All of a sudden, they stopped scoring. And the Angels eventually took the lead before giving it up there in the 9th inning. So the momentum shifts during the course of a game. And if your starting pitcher who gave up those runs early can throw up some zeros, you have a great opportunity getting back in it.
Full count now. That was that extra inning game, 13 innings. Casimir giving up 5 runs in an inning and 2/3. The Angels did come back. Howie Kendrick with the multi-homer game. Payoff pitch. Fastball got him looking. Down goes Gonzalez. 2 outs. Gonzalez complaining as he heads back to the dugout.
Well, that's a pretty good pitch once again. A 2-seam fastball getting the inside corner. Well, it gets on top of that pitch. Running action, starts at the hip, catches the corner. Frees the left-handed batter.
First pitch fastball is in there for a strike. Looked like a pretty good pitch to me. See that quite a bit, though. Red Sox, Yankees,
Yeah,
they're a patient bunch.
Patient.
There's no question about it. The on-base percentage is up there. They're going to slug. And I get that fact. But if it's a strike, it's a strike. There's no sense in complaining. You get enough of the plate as it is.
I don't know. If I'm an umpire, though, and I get guys that are not real comfortable with your strike zone and they complain about that, I'm going to call a few more even further out. Get the game speed up. For me, the game is, fans come to the game to watch guys swing.
Nicholas looks a lazy fly ball to right field. Torrey Hunter is there. Matt Palmer with his first 1, 2, 3 inning. Right at the bottom of the third. Angels trailing at 3-0. Bar and Abreu. Anything to bring you back to your youth.
Yep, or at least a day ago.
Peter Borges tries to bunt his way on. A beauty. Saltalamacchia bobbles it. Infield base hit. Man on to start the third.
Great idea by Peter Borges. Force the defense to make a play against you, especially in these conditions and that type of speed. Getting the ball pretty good. Saltalamacchia has to go try to grab with the bare hand. Of course, it's a little bit wet. No chance to make that play. Borges, infield hit here.
The second beautiful bunt base hit for Peter Borges in this series. He had one Thursday night against Jonathan Papelbon. Up the third base line. That base hit extends his hitting streak to 7 games. Leadoff man on. Here is the leadoff man of the lineup, Eric Ibar. Tried to bunt his way on in the first inning. Nicholas threw him out. 2-0 for 1. Borges takes off. Ibar hooks it down the line, but foul. But Borges had a huge jump from first base.
Good jump, and he even stumbled a little bit. Still looked like he was in position. If that's not the case, see, just a little bit of a stumble in the wet mud, but a good swing by Ibar. Again, I like what Mike Scioscia's doing right now, pressing the issue. Can't stay back. At this point, your offense is having a tough time. You track the ball better, when, especially in a hit-and-run scenario, too, because you're just trying to make contact.
Peter easily getting back in there.
Base Steelers 3 times attempted against John Lackey, all 3 successful. Last year allowed 26 stolen bases, although Lackey does have a pretty good move, 2 pickoffs last season.
Pitch missed inside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
A little quick pitch.
Yeah. Last time Saltalamacchia was behind the plate was on Friday. The Angels ended up picking up 3 stolen bases against him. Saltalamacchia 3 for 20 in throwing out would-be base stealers. 1-1. Swing and a miss, that breaking ball in the dirt. And Ibar in the hole here. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That curveball down and in on Eric Ibar. Saltalamacchia did a nice job of blocking it, keeping it in front. That's the pitch that Eric's got to lay off of. Swung into that a lot last season.
No doubt about it. We hadn't seen that type of swing throughout spring training, the first early part of this year. Obviously, he spent time with the DL already with that oblique problem, but he's been pretty locked in, laying off those pitches. 1-2, slow roller to the right side. Gonzalez goes to second base, and Borges is safe. Kind of an ill-advised decision by Adrian Gonzalez with the speed of Peter Borges to try to get the lead runner. Easily could have gotten Ibar, but nobody out. 2 men on here for Bobby Abreu.
Well, that's a risky play, too, especially a guy that has the speed of Peter Borges. He runs hard every single time the ball is hit. Slides in there. Like the call, too. A lot of times they're just going to call you out because it's close. Play there in the neighborhood, but good hard slide again. Scudo might have been off the base also because of that slide.
The only thing I'm thinking about Adrian, he's such a good fielding first baseman, is that perhaps he thought maybe he couldn't get back to the bag to get Ibar. That his only play was to go to second base.
And possibly John Lackey late getting over there.
Yeah, the same for Pedroia. So it's a fielder's choice for Ibar. First and second, nobody out. Here's Bobby. He had a base hit his first time up. Lays off the fastball away, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Euclid is playing in over at third base, just behind the bag. 1-0. Strike, fastball. Took a little bit off at 89 miles an hour.
A lot of speed on the bases, too. Again, a clear throw to third base by Saltalamacchia because of Bobby Abreu being a left-handed batter. Again, you're forced because of the struggles offensively to press the issue.
Going with that breaking pitch, missing down low. Abreu ahead of the count. At 2 balls and 1 strike. Lackey trying to keep it going as far as the Red Sox starting pitchers. They've been on a roll over the last 10 games. 6-2 with a 1.65 ERA. Breaking ball grounded to second. Pedroia flips over to short. The relay to first is in time. It's a double play. Borges ends up over at third. Angel fans, log on to foxsportswest.com/angels for all the latest in team news. Now let's take a look at the results of our poll question. What impressed you most about the Angels' young talent? Peter Borges' speed. For more, just log on to foxsportswest.com/angels. The Angels opting not to move the runners from first and second with the speed. Torrey takes upstairs, and it results in a double play ball. So 2 outs with Borges at third. Torrey squared one up in the first inning, but it was caught by Mike Cameron out in right field.
One thing always keep an eye on is John Lackey will overthrow that curveball on occasion, bounce it. 1 wild pitch so far in the season already.
That one hits Torrey. That's got him on the shoulder. Torrey will take his base, first and third now for Alberto Callaspo.
Well, they're going fastball inside, right on the elbow. The bicep area.
Alberto had a base hit in the first inning. The first pitch is in there for a strike. That first inning single for Callaspo came after a 12-pitch at-bat, fouling off 3-2 pitch after 3-2 pitch.
We're just looking for that big base hit. We're going to get him rolling again offensively.
Fouled back, and it snowballs 2 strikes. The Angels last night 0 for 5 with men in scoring position. The night before 2 for 5. And then in the opening game of the series 0 for 6 overall as a team, hitting .227. Oh, 2. Casper takes high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kendrys Morales on hand here, watching things.
Well, he's running 100% straightforward as the turning on the bases and, of course, in the infield, too. That's the determining factor when he can go on a rehab assignment, but he is swinging well.
One-two pitch. That's up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Right back in with the fastball. Usually when John throws that fastball inside like that, then he's going to throw the curveball now. He's going to try to throw that down and in.
Some mud on the spikes. Alberto back into the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Peter Borges at third. Torrey Hunter at first. Torrey takes off. Check swing foul.
He didn't get on top of that breaking ball again. He usually establishes a fastball up and in, then throws the breaking pitch, but got underneath that. Callaspo forced because of 2 strikes to in protect mode.
Lackey's ready. Torrey doesn't go, and Callaspo lifts a short fly ball out to left field. Paul Crawford comes in, makes the catch. The Angels get the first 2 men on here to start the third. Nothing comes across. 3 in the books. 3-0 Boston. Top of the 4th inning. Time now for our AT&T trivia question. Who was the last Red Sox rookie starting to win a World Series game?
I think I know that one, so I'm going to refrain from guessing.
All right. David Ortiz to face Matt Palmer here, followed by Mike Cameron and Carl Crawford. The first pitch fastball is down low. Palmer coming off his first 1-2-3 inning. That came in the 3rd inning. Got 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 hits allowed. All 3 of those knocks coming in the first. Falls behind here. 2 balls and no strikes. Ortiz had an RBI single in the first inning, so he's 1 for 1. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 left on for Boston. No runs, 3 hits, 4 left on for the Angels. 3-0. It's the 8th 3-ball count that Matt Palmer has had in this game. He's thrown 69 pitches as we play here in the 4th.
Well, Ortiz is definitely going to be swinging 3-0 here, so make a good pitch.
Goes with the breaking ball, 3-1. Overshift, 3 infielders on the right side. Kayaspa, the third baseman, at the shortstop position. Full count. Payoff pitch to Ortiz. Check swing foul. A golden opportunity wasted by the Angels in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Perfect bunt by Borges. Ibar reaching on the fielder's choice. Two of the fastest guys this team has. Nobody out. With nothing out of it. Frustrating for sure.
And somebody like John Lackey doesn't give you many opportunities. That was a golden opportunity to get right back in the game.
And his hard hit, but Ibar's got it. It's a 6-3 putout for the first down here in the 4th.
Well, it's pitching to your defense. A slow curveball forces him to roll over, hit a ground ball to that shift in the infield. And you throw fastballs away. That's what happened when he had the base hit and up. You're pitching against the defense, and that's when Ortiz got the hit to left field. Snap on that curveball. Out in front just enough to get the ground ball. Hit well, but you're pitching to your defense.
Mike Cameron hits one off the end of the bat toward right center field. Borges is over. 2 outs. Hey, folks, coming up on Tuesday, the Oakland A's will be in town. All fans in attendance on that game, for that game, will receive a wall calendar courtesy of Pechanga Resort Casino. This calendar highlights 50 years of Angels baseball, includes players like Rod Carew, Don Baylor, Tim Salmon, as well as others. To purchase your tickets, visit the Angel Stadium ticket office or log on to angels.com. It's coming up on Tuesday. Oakland rolling into town for 3. It's called Crawford takes down low. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Crawford grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. So he's 0 for 1. Rolled over to second. Howie's got it. And Matt Palmer, his second consecutive 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the 4th. The Angels trail at 3-0. TNT. By your Southern California Ford. Angels baseball is brought to you by AT&T. By your Southern California Ford dealers. Visit us today and trade up to Ford. And by Jack in the Box. against John Lackey, who has 3 strikeouts, all 3 coming in the second inning. Vernon hit one well to center field, but it ended the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Swings the first pitch here, fouls it back. No balls and 1 strike. .48 pitches thrown by John Lackey, 35 strikes. He's been around the zone. This one grounded to short. Scudero has it. 1 away. Let's go back to our AT&T trivia question. It was the last Red Sox rookie started to win a World Series game. Daisuke Matsuzaka.
I knew that. Daisuke was outstanding his last 15 innings, only allowed 2 hits, no runs.
Very good outing for him last night. Howie fouls off the first pitch breaking ball. It's 0-1. Howie, a strikeout victim into second. He's 0 for 1. This one skied out toward right center field. Jacoby Ellsbury is under. 2 outs. Dare I say, to go through an inning like John Lackey went through in the 3rd inning, get out of it unscathed, all of a sudden you can see a guy all of a sudden go into cruise control.
Well, and he's the guy that, as you get to that middle part of the game, becomes even more effective. He has that bulldog mentality.
Mark Trumbo went around on the breaking pitch, and it's 0-1. Trumbo struck out looking in the second inning. So he's 0 for 1.
Well, you can see what Boston's trying to do against Mark Trumbo this series alone. A lot of first pitch curveballs, but Lackey started him out with a first pitch fastball. So Mark, assuming maybe get another fastball again, first pitch, but Lackey, being the veteran, threw the curveball and he swung at that. Then he came back again with the curveball, and he's going to curveball once again.
It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Another breaking pitch. Evens the count at 2-2. All of the scoring in this game coming in the first inning, the top of the first to be exact. Boston scoring 3 times. Matt Palmer settled down since then. The Angels offense yet to figure out John Lackey. Here comes the 2-2. Another breaking ball, and Trumbo goes down swinging. It's a 1-2-3 inning. 4 to books here at the Big A, and it's 3-0 Boston. Top of the 5th inning, Red Sox sending up 8-9-1. Saltalamacchia, Scudero, and Ellsbury against Matt Palmer, who's retired the last 6 in a row on his own. The 7th was a caught stealing by Jeff Mathis. There's Jacoby Ellsbury in the 2nd inning. Saltalamacchia looks at a fastball up high, and it's 1 ball, no strike. Salty 0 for 1. Strikeout victim in the 2nd inning, one of 2 punch-outs for Matt Palmer. It's 2 balls and no strikes. One of the longest last names in baseball. This one rolled up the line. Trumbo knocks it down. Flips it over to Palmer. They get the out. 1 away. Nice play by Mark Trumbo.
Mark's done a nice job defensively at first base, showing some pretty good range. Dives and knocks it down. The big thing is he's pretty good at that flip. That's the most important play for the first baseman, is that flip over there when the pitchers cover him, because sometimes when you have a lot of momentum going, if somebody throws the ball hard, you not only you'll miss the base, but a lot of times you'll not catch the baseball. But a perfect flip.
Marco Scudero at the plate. We'll look at a pitch down and away. Scudero drew a walk in the 2nd inning. Palmer's issued 2 of those. The other to Kevin Youkilis in the 1st. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls and 1 strike. Scudero last year, pretty decent year for the Red Sox. A career high in extra base hits with 49, multi-hit games with 47. But off to a slow start this year. This one's out toward left center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Ted Lowry swinging the bat well, so he's getting the bulk of the duties at short. And the Angels have a great ticket special for games coming up tomorrow as well as Wednesday the 27th against the A's. Fans can save 50% off ticket prices and select seating locations when using the password AB50th at the Angel Stadium ticket office or at angels.com. For more information on seating locations as well as to purchase those tickets, just go to the website. Real easy, angels.com. 1 out base knock for Scudero. Spins the lineup back to the top of Jacoby Ellsbury. Ellsbury with a double in the 1st inning, a fielder's choice in the 2nd, so he's 1 for 2. That fielder's choice was a ground ball to Howie Kendrick. Could not turn the double play with Ellsbury to speed. Any hesitation and becomes that much more difficult to compensate for that. Ibar and Kendrick in a couple of steps at short and 2nd respectively. Scudero takes off a 1-0, hit into right field. The hit and run works. The Scudero around 2nd. He'll head to 3rd. And the Red Sox have runners at 1st and 3rd with 1 out. Pedroia coming to the plate.
And Ellsbury continues to swing the bat well in this series. Second base vacated by Howie and a line drive base hit. It's the importance of having that hit and run. The motion, you vacate the position. But it's surprising, though, with Howie at second base with a left-handed batter up. A lot of times the shortstop will cover there on the stolen base attempt.
Now, we haven't seen Ellsbury play pepper with Vernon Wells in left field in this series. Most of the stuff that he's done damage-wise has been to center or to right field, pulling things. Pedroia 0 for 2. Fly ball to left in the 1st. With that little bouncer out in front of the plate. Mathis throwing him out. That came into 3rd. Scudero at third, Ellsbury at first. Quick throw over there, and Ellsbury's back.
Certainly a guy that can handle the bat. You might see Ellsbury going here also. You risk that line drive at an infielder double play if he is going.
Pedroia takes a breaking ball for his strike, and it's 0-1. Great crowd here on Easter Sunday. Rain to start this ball game off. A little bit of a delay, but everyone stuck around. Ellsbury going back in, standing up. Ellsbury with 70 stolen bases just a couple of seasons ago. Limited to just 18 games last year with the fractured ribs. Pedroia hooks one down the left field line, but foul. Palmer ahead of the count and no balls, 2 strikes.
Well, you like to see a ground ball hit at an infielder get a double play, but Pedroia is a guy that hits a lot of balls in the air. There's an uppercut swing, likes the fastball up. So you're going to have to throw a nasty slider maybe or break a pitch down and away to be able to get him to hit that ball on the ground and get a double play.
Third to first move, nothing's happening. Never know when it might work. Oh, 2 foul off to the right. First 2 pitches to Pedroia were on the inside part of the plate, trying to sneak that fastball on the outside corner.
Definitely was late on the swing. Now you have him set up for that plane, that outside corner with the slider.
Breaking ball lifted in the air to left. Scudero tagging appears to be deep enough. The throw will go to second. Boston's lead is now 4-0. Pedroia with his 7th RBI. There are 2 outs.
And once again, more of a fly ball type hitter. Very difficult to get the ground ball with that swing he has. There's a breaking pitch, curveball. You see how he's able to dip his lower part of his body to be able to get that ball in the air to get the sacrifice fly.
Well, that being said, aren't you doing him a favor by throwing a breaking ball? I mean, with a hump of a breaking pitch and an uppercut swing, extremely difficult to put that ball down on the ground. You're better off
a slider is more
a slider or even a sinking fastball down in it.
Exactly. That's why I was thinking that slider on the corner there, down after he established that fastball on the outer half.
So 2 outs for Adrian Gonzalez with Ellsbury at first. Gonzalez 1 for 2. RBI double in the first. Struck out looking in the third. Ellsbury with a moderate lead at first base. Doesn't go. That pitch is outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. The grounds crews drop some diamond dry over at first base, as well as over at third. Areas of moisture, trying to soak it up. Strike on the outside corner, 2-1.
We saw Peter Borges when he was trying to steal, when he was on base a couple innings ago, slip. But material was put out there to give the runner a better chance to get good traction as he's trying to steal a base.
Ellsbury takes off. The 2-1's fouled off to the left. So Ellsbury heads back to first. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Adrian Gonzalez. Boston with 3 in the first, 1 here in the 5th. Ellsbury again takes off. This one grounded to second. Now he's got it. Gonzalez is retired. The Boston tacks on a run and a couple of hits. They head to the bottom of the 5th. Red Sox lead it 4-0. Against John Lackey, the Red Sox have Mathis, Borges, and Ibar due up here in the bottom of the 5th. The Angels try to avoid their first 4-game losing streak of the year. They'll have to battle back here from 4 down. To do that, Mathis swings the first pitch, lines one to right. Mike Cameron is back, makes the catch, one away. Jeff 0 for 2, strikeout victim into second. Comes Peter Borges. Lackey with 4 strikeouts, no walks, 1 hit batter. And he's allowed 3 hits. Borges had one of them, a bunt single at the third base line. Takes a fastball high, 1 ball, no strikes. Lackey 8 years here with the Angels. 117 mark. 117 wins, I should say, and 84 losses in his career. Had, I guess, just an okay debut season with Boston last year. Peter lines for the center field. He's got his second hit of the game. 2 for 2 is Peter Borges. Lineup Spins back to the top of Eric Ibar.
A little bit of adjustment for Lackey last season, pitching in that colder climate at the beginning part of the year. Obviously here in Anaheim, you're going to feel good right out of spring training. You don't have to worry about the cold, but at Fenway, it can stay cold all the way up to June.
Ibar takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Eric, a ground out to third in the first inning, was attempting to bunt his way on. Reached on a fielder's choice in the third. So he's 0 for 2. With a 3-game hitting streak for him. Two balls and no strikes. Hisanori Takahashi, first man up for the Angels. They're always down to one left-hander in their bullpen, with Scott Downs being placed on the 15-day disabled list a couple of days ago. Trevor Bell taking his spot in the bullpen.
Takahashi's got to give you a number of innings. He's been a starter too.
Breaking ball drops in there. It's 2-1.
Well, that's a pitch clearly John Lackey has a lot of confidence in. You're up 4-0, 2-0 count. To be able to have that feel for that curveball, to be able to throw it for a strike, means you have a ton of confidence in it.
This one hit well down the right field line. It is hooking and foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Borges has yet to make an attempt to steal second base.
Boy, he went inside with the fastball, and Ibar turned on it. He was in far enough inside to be able to make it more difficult for a hitter to keep his hands in there long enough to be able to keep that ball fair.
Borges slipped there, and Ibar goes down swinging. 2 outs. Borges trying to take off for second base, and that is coming out of the shoes almost there. Strikeout number 5 for Lackey. 2 outs. Borges still at first base. Here's Bobby Abreu. 1 for 2. Had a base hit in the first. Rolled into a double play in the third inning. Borges again slips. At some point, maybe call time and fix the dirt over there to your liking.
Yeah, you can have that ability if you call time to the umpire. You see right there, slip. Just rub it, get in a better position to be able to get good traction, to be able to get a good jump.
2 balls, no strikes on Abreu. Now you see that a lot. Base runners call time, will walk over there to the spot where they usually lead off at, or around it, and kind of kick the dirt around, smooth it out.
The big thing is not a ton of rain, so that you just get that upper layer of the mud moved away. You should get good traction.
2-0, rolled over to first. That will end the inning. No runs ahead, 1 left on. We've played 5 here at the Big A. Boston leads it 4-0.
this game with the Red Sox up 2-0 last night after Irvin Santana had struck Youkilis out twice the first 2 times up. Gets a fastball down and away, hits that out for a 2-run home run. Keeping a 4-0 lead. That was our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast, brought to you by Foster Brew Coors Light.
Well, Kevin Youkilis will lead things off here for the Red Sox. Top of the 6th inning. Boston on top by the score of 4-0. Youkilis, Ortiz, and Cameron. Palmer back out on the mound. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Youkilis takes high. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Takahashi's ready to go. We'll see how much longer Mike Scioscia goes with Matt. He's throwing his 97th pitch right now. That's a strike. Youkilis has drawn a walk and scored a run. He's also hit a fly ball to right. So he's 0 for 1. This one lined back up the middle, a base hit. Leadoff man is on board. Ortiz coming up, and that means Mike Scioscia is going to come out. It looks like Matt Palmer's afternoon will come to an end. Pitching into the 6th inning. Gave up to 3 runs in the first. The Angels in the hole since then. He will depart down 4-0 as Hisanori Takahashi comes on in relief.
Gardens Casino. Get your game on by El Pollo Loco. Come to El Pollo Loco for a flame grilled family meal and get a free $5 Loco cash card. And by Time Warner Cable.
Pitching change here at the Big A. Hisanori Takahashi comes on in place of Matt Palmer with the Red Sox still leading it 4-0. Pitching in his 11th game. 1-0 mark, a 4.15 ERA. Takahashi pitched in this series opener. Went 1 inning, struck out 2, walked 2. Matt Palmer in this one, 5 innings plus 1 batter, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. All 4 runs charged to Matt, and he's responsible for Youkilis over at first base.
And lefty's only hit 154 against Takahashi.
Takahashi leading the team in appearances. He was tied with Walden. But surpasses him now with this appearance. David Ortiz at the plate, 1 for 2. RBI base hit in the first. A ground out to short in the 4th inning. Breaking ball outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. That one catches the inside corner, evens the count at 1-1. And Hisanori, one of those guys that will throw everything out there.
Different arm angles, changes speeds. Shows in early against lefties and tries to get you to swing at something off the outside corner.
That one missed outside. That's 2 balls and 1 strike. Ibar playing almost directly up the middle against Ortiz. That fastball is high. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Aspa over at the shortstop position. Trumbo just in front of Youkilis at first base. Leadoff base hit for Youkilis to start the 6th inning. Ortiz fouls this one back. Full count.
You know, Ortiz has a pretty good hack against Takahashi, hitting .348 against lefties this season. Always had that approach against lefties, especially when he's at home at Fenway, just be able to stay back and drive the ball the other way.
Three-two. He walked it. Boston with 2 on and nobody out. Kids join the Angels for the 3rd annual youth baseball camp at the Big A. That's coming up on Saturday, May 21st. Get the opportunity to take batting practice, pitch in the bullpen, field baseballs, and more. Each participant will receive an Angels hat and 4 tickets to a future Angels game. Space is limited, so sign up today at angels.com/RBI League. All proceeds will benefit the Angels RBI League. 2 on, nobody out. Mike Cameron, the batter. Cameron 0 for 2. Reaching on the fielder's choice. He's hit a fly ball to center. Strike on the outside corner. Oh, 1 pitch down and in. Isanori unable to get that breaking ball in or over for a strike.
It's almost like they can read it and track it well. They're fishing for that pitch down in the dirt, which you would like to be able to get him to swing at that, hit the ball on the ground, and get a double play.
Missed down. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Youkilis at second, Ortiz over at first. And a pretty good hitter's count for Cameron here. 2 balls, 1 strike. Challenge him with a fastball. Count is even now, 2-2. Glance back to Youkilis in the 2-2. Cameron takes a fastball that appeared to be pretty close to being down the middle.
Boy, it's a pretty good spot.
Perhaps a little bit high, but Foxtrax has it in the box there. Full count. That one's fouled back. Count remains full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Takahashi has thrown 12 pitches so far since coming in for Palmer. 5 strikes, 7 balls. Another 3-2. They had Cameron fooled there. This one's fouled off into the seats.
We hit that baseball real well for the fastball. Good deception.
Outfield creeping in a little bit, and the 3-2 again. Cameron rolls this one to third. Callaspo touches third base across the diamond. They get Cameron for the double play. Ortiz advances to second, but there are 2 outs.
Nice play. Good presence, too, by Callaspo. Not only to field that on the backhand, but step on the base and make a strong throw across the diamond to get a double play. Good strong throw. Cameron runs well.
So 2 outs. Ortiz in scoring position for Carl Crawford. He's 0 for 2. Fielder's choice in the first, a ground out in the fourth. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. It's no balls and a strike. Crawford off to that slow start, although he picked up a multi-hit game last night, including a double, his third. The 0-1. Breaking ball catches the inside corner. Back door first pitch, front door second pitch.
Now expand the zone way off the outside corner.
Oh, 2. Boy, got him to inside out that pitch.
Kind of backed up on him. Jeff Mathis was setting up on the outside part of the plate. Backed up the middle end. That's a great view in our Fox Mo, how that ball just slipped out of his hand. Didn't get on top of that breaking pitch. Got away with it.
Glance back to Ortiz. Here comes another 0-2. Missing outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outfield very shallow for the Angels. Wells, Borges, and Hunter from left to right. Crawford thought about going after it. Laid off, and 2-2.
Well, he made him aware of 2 pitches outside. Good firm fastball inside could freeze him.
Takahashi and Mathis thinking along with you. It froze him. Just off the plate.
Just a little low.
A full count here on Crawford. Lackey on deck. A foul back. Ortiz taking a pretty good lead at second. Crawford hits one high and deep to right field. Torrey going back at the wall and gone. Carl Crawford has just hit his first home run as a member of the Red Sox. It is 6-0 Boston.
Curveball, needed to throw for a strike, got a lot of the plate. And getting underneath that, you want to be on top and snap it down in a way. Sped up his bat, right in the middle part of the plate. And Crawford did not miss that one.
Lackey takes a strike on the outside corner. Red Sox catcher's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. As well as this one foul. And snowballs 2 strikes. Action in the Angel pen. Francisco Rodriguez is up. There's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. One batter too late. Damage done. Crawford 2-run home run is first. Remember, the Red Sox head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Boston leads at 6-0.
Mark Trumbo showing some leather there at first base, knocks it down. Great range. Flips it over to Matt Palmer for a nice play there at first base. That was a Coors Light skin brought to you by Frost Food Coors Light.
Halos down 6-0 here, bottom of the 6th inning. 3, 4, and 5. Hunter, Callasco, and Wells against Lackey. 5 strikeouts, no walks, and 4 hits allowed. Torrey takes a strike. Hunter, a fly ball to right, and was hit by a pitch his last time up. Took a fastball from Lackey in the bicep area. This one out towards center field. Ellsbury is there. 1 away. That'll bring up Alberto Callasco. Rodriguez continues to loosen to the fence, so soon he's coming into the 7th inning. 1 inning for Takahashi, 2 runs, both earned. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Alberto 1 for 2, had a base hit in the 1st inning. Lackey delivers a strike. Quickly 0-2 on Alberto. Moving up to that cleanup spot today. Meiser Sturis just now joining us. Scheduled to start today, but was scratched due to some tightness in his hamstrings. Alberto puts one out towards center field. Ellsbury to his right. 2 outs.
You said when you have an opportunity to get a pitcher like John Lackey, you got to get him. A bunt for a base hit and a fielder's choice. Kind of a mistake by Gonzalez, safe at second, so 1st and 2nd, no outs. But he gets on a roll, John Lackey. We've seen him enough. Wearing that Angel uniform. Becomes more and more difficult. As he spots the fastball, it's certainly not overpowering today. 88, 91. His curveball has been pretty good. Slider, when he's mixed it in there, has been effective also.
Vernon fouls this one back. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
So 1 fastball is rushed up, a 4-seam fastball at 93 and a curveball at 76. So good variation, but certainly not overpowering, but knows how to pitch.
1-1. Breaking ball is down. 2 balls and 1 strike. Vernon is 0 for 2. Fly ball to center and a ground ball to short. There shoots one out toward left center field. Ellsbury will make all 3 outs here in the 6th inning. We've played 6 here at the Big A. Boston leads it 6-0. UEFA Champions League semifinals beginning on Tuesday with Schalke taking on Manchester U on Fox Soccer. Then on Wednesday, one of the world's greatest sports rivalries resumes as Barcelona battles Real Madrid on FX. Coverage for both games begins at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific in high definition. Easter Bunny is here in the house, although has not been kind to the Angels in this one. Halos down 6-0 as we start the top of the 7th. New pitcher on the mound, Francisco Rodriguez takes over for Hisanori Takahashi.
And talk about consistent fastball command. If he has that over at 93 to 95 range, very effective. Cut fastball, curveball, split and change.
Facing 9-1-2 here in the 7th inning, Scudero, Ellsbury, and Pedroia. This is down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Rodriguez pitched in Friday's game, went 1 inning, had 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Scudero this afternoon, a walk and a base hit. Takes that fastball in, and Francisco falls behind here, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and one now. This one rolled toward the hole, and that's going to be a base hit. Scudero with his 2nd knock. And the leadoff man is on board for Boston yet again. And brings up Ellsbury. Ellsbury's 2 for 3 with a double, a single, the fielder's choice. Takahashi, by the way, 1 inning, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. 1 hit. It was a home run, a 2-run shot. He was charged with both of those runs. Fastball's in there for a strike. quickly ahead at no balls, 2 strikes. I mean, go back to the Ellsbury base hit with Scudero had that 1-out knock in the 5th. We were talking about Howie covering on that play. And I've seen nothing where Ellsbury is looking to go the opposite way. Right now, it looks like a dead pull hitter. I mean, Guy leads the team in home runs with 4. Tied with Euclid in that category. Trying to lift and pull things toward right field. As he swings through that fastball, and they're down number 1.
Well, even if you look at that swing right there where you see the hip opening up, he's got that coverage of the inner part of the plate, and he's going to hit the ball more than likely over to the right side if he makes contact. We get a good indication, the hip opening up, trying to turn on the ball. Head pulling away.
Little Grady Sizemore like.
Yeah, it's a good example of that same swing.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, early on, Ellsbury in his career with the Red Sox, the guy that made contact, steals bases. But now all of a sudden with that power stroke going, he's more inclined to try to turn on the ball.
Pedroia takes a strike, 0 for 2, but did have a sac fly in the 5th. Picking up his 7th run batted in. Francisco taking something off on that one. Just at 88 miles an hour. Ahead of the count at no balls, 2 strikes. Dug out by Mathis. New baseball put into play. It's 1-2. Red Sox have out hit the Angels here this afternoon, 8-4. The Angels with opportunities early. It seems like a broken record. We've said that quite a bit of late. Unable to capitalize. That's been the case throughout this entire series. 1-2. Roller foul.
So far, they've done a nice job against Pedroia. He's 3 for 14 in the series. The reality is that starting pitching for the Red Sox has been pretty good, but there's been chances.
Angels 2 for 19 in this series with men in scoring position. Pedroia loops one. Going to be a tough play for Howie. He's going to have to go to first, and they get Pedroia. 2 outs. Boy, Francisco just sawed him off. Scudero advances to second. Not an easy play for any second baseman.
No, exactly. Because you have odd spin on the ball, too. You're in double play position. Jam shot coming in to spin. You have to get out of glove to transfer from glove to hand as quick as possible. Makes a nice play.
Adrian Gonzalez will step in now. 1 for 3 game. RBI doubled in the first inning. Gonzalez fouling off the first pitch. It's no balls in a strike. Bottom of the 7th for the Angels. Howie Kendrick, Mark Trumbo, Jeff Mathis. So they can try to figure out John Lackey here. Swing and a miss.
Good movement on that 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Just like we say with Jason Bolger for Francisco Rodriguez, just trust your stuff. If you can throw that hard with that type of movement and a good breaking pitch and a cut fastball, you should be very effective.
0-2 line to left. That's a base hit. Scudero is being waved around. Vernon up and firing before to the plate. He's not in time. Adrian Gonzalez heads to second base. 7-0 Boston.
Boy, 0-2 pitch. Chance to expand the zone. Get that fastball You definitely, if you're going to throw a fastball in there, 0-2, you got to get it in off the hands. And that ball had sink action and over the plate and down. Perfect spot for Gonzalez to do damage to it.
Kevin Youkilis now at the plate. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. Youkilis 1 for 2 with a walk, a base hit, and a fly to right. In time with the fastball, evens the count at 1-1. Gonzalez with the 2 RBIs today, now with 12 on the year. Adrian Gonzalez leading off at second. The 2-1 pitch. Youkilis fouls one back. Just below us. It's 2-2. Two on its way. It's a full count. David Ortiz on deck. Down in Texas, the Rangers leading the Kansas City Royals 8-4. That came at the bottom of the 8th in Arlington. Youkilis hammers one down the left field line, and that is foul.
Just went foul. A little bit too much top hand. Pulled it foul.
Another 3-2. Walker. So 2 on, 2 outs for David Ortiz. Action in the Angels bullpen right now. Rich Thompson, who's up and playing catch. Gonzalez the man at second, Youkilis at first. David Ortiz, an RBI single back in the first, a ground out in the fourth. Walked and scored in the 6th inning. Francisco falls behind here, 1 ball, no strikes. Drops the breaking ball in. Evens the count at 1-1. See a different guy in Francisco Rodriguez from the first 2 pitches to Adrian Gonzalez getting ahead 0-2 to immediately following that base hit that he gave up to Gonzalez. Outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
How come it seems to go away?
Yeah.
I mean, they're up there to try to get ahead against you. And occasionally they're going to have a good swing at your pitch. You just got to stay within your game plan and try to do the best you can to hit your spots and not put yourself in predictable fastball counts.
Two and two.
I mean, lots of pitches. Next pitch will be number 28. Boy, as a reliever, you want to stay around that 12 to 15 range as far as coming into the game.
2-2, grounded to second into the overshift. Howie's got it over to Trumbull. That will end the inning. Boston tacks on another run. On 2 hits, they leave 2 men on. It's 7th inning stretch time here on Easter Sunday. Boston leading it 7-0.
Catcher Bob Boone, a 4-time All-Star and 7-time Gold Glover, Boone was key to the success and development of the Angels throughout the 1980s.
I loved how Bob mentally controlled the game for his pitchers.
Getting to throw to him in my second year, he kind of steered my career in the right direction. For that period of time, I couldn't have thrown to a better catcher in the big leagues.
Bob Boone throwing out the ceremonial first pitch before the game today. Kind enough to join us in the second inning. And still involved in baseball, the assistant general manager of the Washington Nationals and handling their minor league system and doing well. Boone looking good. I mean,
I'll tell you what.
How many of those gray hairs did you give him?
Probably all of them, I can imagine. But I'll tell you what, he was unbelievable when he was behind the plate. I also got an opportunity to pitch to him before he had to take me out of games as the manager. So he just a great job as far as framing pitching and calling the game as well as anybody I've ever seen.
Well, we start the bottom of the 7th here. The Angels down by the score of 7-0. Howie Kendrick step in against John Lackey here in the 7th. Kendrick, Trumbo, and Mathis. Schedule 3 guys. Lackey 6 innings. 4 hits, 5 strikeouts, no walks.
That's the big thing. It always jumps at you about John Lackey, how consistent he is in the strike zone. 0 walks in this game.
A little bit of a delay getting started here. First pitch to Howie on its way. It's a fastball for a strike. Howie 0 for 2, a strikeout victim in the second, hit a fly ball to center in the 4th. Just missed outside, 1-1. Foul back over the screen. And it's 1-2. Howie got out to a tremendous start this year, but he, along with a couple of the other guys in the lineup, scuffling of late. Howie's batting average has dipped down to 267. This one grounded to short. Scudero's got it. And Howie's retired for the first out. You go back to the turning point as far as the Angels offensively. Got to go back to the third inning. Peter Borges said bunt base hit, Ibar. Browns wanted Gonzalez, who decides to try to get Borges at second base. Peter's there safely, so he got first and second with nobody out. Two of the fastest guys on the team, and nothing materializes out of that. Abreu rolled into a double play. Torrey was hit by a pitch. And then Callas with that fly ball to left.
Boy, good pitchers, when they get through an inning in which they have the opportunity of giving up some runs, all of a sudden that adrenaline kicks back in, and then all of a sudden you get that confidence going. All your pitches start to work, and then the zeros start to come out.
At that point, that was a 3-0 game. You scratch out a run, 2 runs in that situation, all of a sudden changes the complexion, the approach for both managers, both starting pitchers. Matt Palmer settled down until the 6th inning. Gave up a run in the 5th, also in the 6th. Pardon me, did not give up in the 6th inning. That was charged Takahashi.
Boy, steady diet of breaking pitches to Trumbo.
Gone down twice today. The other strikeout, once looking, once swinging. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball, popped it up. Pedroia shading his eyes with the glove. Makes the catch, 2 outs. And the Angels are hosting a summer concert series presented by SRS Labs in association with Budweiser. On select Saturday nights, the lineup will include Tayo Cruz on June the 11th, Dierks Bentley July the 9th, Ludacris on August the 6th, Mercy Me on August the 20th, and Neo on September the 3rd. Purchase your tickets today at the Angel Stadium ticket office or at angels.com/concerts. Mathis looks at a fastball for a strike. Jeff 0 for 2, struck out in the 2nd, hit a fly ball to right in the 5th. Breaking ball, line past Euclid, a base hit. A 2-out knock to Jeff Mathis.
Well hit balls by Jeff Mathis against his former battery mate John Lackey today. Always feel there's an advantage for a catcher against a pitcher used to catch a lot. Stayed back on that one, went down and got that breaking pitch and hits it in the left field.
Man on with 2 outs. Peter Borges at the plate. He's 2 for 2. Bunt single and a base at the center. This was the first pitch. Fouls one right just below Gooby. Quite a bit of target practice today.
I know. It's getting closer and closer to getting up here. I think Dean has the play for us.
Here's the 0-1. Borges takes that fastball up and in. The hit by Jeff Mathis, the 5th for the Angels this afternoon. Boston has racked out 9. 1 leaving the ballpark. That was Crawford with his 2-run home run in the 6th inning. And in the dirt, Mathis will take second base.
Over through the breaking ball. Totomaki tried to shift the body over, but that spin on the breaking ball forced it away from him.
Going with the breaking ball. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Second 3-ball count for John Lackey. No walks in the game. Pretty surprising pitch there. 2-1 count. And you're up 7-0 to throw a breaking pitch. But he must have a lot of confidence to go throw that for a strike.
Now Lackey stepping off here. And you're right. I mean, the 7-0 game in the 7th inning.
You think fastball challengeable. Worst case scenario, it's 7-2.
Only the breaking ball drops in the first strike. Is that respect for Peter Bourjos? I mean, how do you look at that?
What I'm thinking of, he's thinking shutout.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to throw the fastball. He doesn't have an overpowering fastball today. He's been spotting it very well.
And he quick pitch Bourjos, and he gets the strikeout, and the man left in scoring position. 7 in the books. It is 7-0 Boston. Done for the day. Reggie Willits is in left. Vernon Wells is done for the day. Bobby Wilson comes in and takes over at first. New pitcher on the mound, Rich Thompson. Takes over for Francisco Rodriguez, who gave up a run on 2 hits in his 1 inning of relief. Walked 1, struck out 1. Mike Cameron, Carl Crawford, Jared Saltalamacchia. Scheduled 3 for Boston, 6, 7, and 8. The fastball misses outside. Rich Thompson pitched in Thursday's game, went an inning and 2/3, struck out 3, but gave up 2 runs on 2 hits. For a minute, had that fantastic 10th inning, striking out the side. As Cameron swings and misses there. But then that leadoff walk to J.D. Drew in the 11th. Boston ended up scoring 2, and Rich ended up taking the loss.
When you're relieved, you just got to forget that right away. Go back again and start throwing your strike.
Cameron fouls this one back to the right. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good time for that curveball coming up by Thompson against Cameron, a guy that will expand the strike zone when he's behind in the count.
Breaking ball, foul tipped and hung on to by Mathis. Down goes Cameron. There's out number 1.
Good break on this one.
Left fielder Carl Crawford.
Well, I had a great drop, 12-6 type curveball.
Carl Crawford at the plate, 1 for 3. 2-run home run. The 6th inning, his first this year. That home run raised his average to 160 with the 1 for 3. Rich missing up and away, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Mentioned the Oakland A's coming into town. They're currently tied with the Mariners at 1-1 in the top of the 7th inning up in Seattle. Jared Weaver gets a start tomorrow night, going for win number 6. He'll be opposed by the left-hander Gio Gonzalez. Gonzalez 2-1 mark and a sub-2 ERA. Terrific pitching matchup. Gonzalez at 1.80. Tuesday, Brandon McCarthy, the Reclamation Project. Off to a good start. 1-1 with a 2.10 ERA against Tyler Chatwood. And then Tyson Ross, big fireballing right-hander. He's getting a start in place of Dallas Braden, who's had some tightness in his throwing shoulder. Dan Herron will finish up that series against Oakland on Wednesday.
Yeah, I remember Ross has that short arm delivery.
Yeah.
I like Kenny Hill.
And almost no movement in his windup. Big, tall guy.
Doesn't use his lower part of his body. It's all arm. He certainly has a strong arm.
2-2, foul back. Clean shaven Dan Herron. It's Easter. You know, one time. Sometimes you got to mix up the mojo. Right?
Yeah, I know. Thinking about that.
Right, Gooby?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Here's the 2-2. Down low, full count. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do for the team.
Yep. Got to be a team guy.
Let's go with the Fu Manchu. That'd be a good look.
Yeah, that'd be a great one for me.
We go Donnie Baseball, go with the soul pass. Although he doesn't have it anymore. He's a manager now.
Yes.
3-2, Crawford fouls one off to the right. Another 3-2 on its way. Crawford throws this one foul. Saltalamacchia on deck. This one lined to the right field, a base hit. Once again, going to the well, down and in. Crawford pulls on it. He got his second hit of the game. Man on with one away, and Saltalamacchia coming up.
Well, that's the one pitch this season he's been able to cover pretty good, is that spot. Down and in, drops the head of the bat through.
Saltalamacchia 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. He's also grounded out to first. Almost enough material there to fit that name in. Skies this one out toward right center field. Trumbo moving over. Borges calls him off. 2 outs.
That's one thing the other game. Again, Herron was on the hill. That ball that Peter Borges was indecisive about communicating, trying to get. You see throughout this game today, Mike Scioscia talked to him about that. Anything as a center fielder, anything that you get to, it's your ball. And you tell whoever's in the outfield, whether it's Torrey Hunter or Vernon Wells, that's your ball as a center fielder. And you can see that right away. He's going after it and telling him and communicating.
Here's Marco Scudero. Takes a strike. Scudero 2 for 2 with a walk, a couple of singles, a couple of runs scored. And so important, too, considering the struggles of the offense, to play as good a defense as possible. Either one of those first two games and or both of them could have gone in the Angels' favor. One being the defensive miscues. Lack of clutch hitting, of course, but means you got to tighten the screws on the defensive side to kind of keep your starting pitchers, your bullpen in games to try to give yourself some opportunity to win one. Hasn't happened in this series against Boston.
Yeah, you can't afford extra outs Even though Boston coming in this wasn't swinging real well. You know they were going to come around at some point.
Yep. No balls, 2 strikes on Marco Scudero. What did I say that score was in Texas?
8-4.
8-7 now in the top of the 9th.
A little different closer in there now for Texas.
Darren Oliver was picked up to save last night. Here's the 0-2 again. Breaking ball looped out toward right center. Peter is shading him that way. Will make the catch, and that will end the inning. No runs ahead, 1 left out. We hit to the bottom of the 8th. It is 7-0 Boston. It's 7-0 Boston. Halos setting up the top of the orders. Ibar, Abreu, and then Bobby Wilson. Breaking ball drops in for John Lackey. Eric Ibar 0 for 3, did reach on a fielder's choice in the 3rd inning. Breaking ball hit out toward right field. Cameron will play it on a hop. A leadoff base hit for Eric Ibar, puts a man on. Bobby Abreu coming to the plate.
Another slow curveball. Hockey's been very effective, especially early in the count, to flip that in there and throw it for a strike. That one got too much to the plate, and Ibar had a good swing at it.
First pitch to Bobby, down and in. Abreu 1 for 3, had a base hit in the 1st inning. Bobby pops it up. Euclid backing out. Scudero calls him off. 1 out. Hey, one of the most affordable ways to see the Halos play is with the JetBlue Friends and Family Pack. This incredible deal includes 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for only $44. The next Friends and Family Pack game is Tuesday the 26th in a couple of days here against the Oakland A's at 7:05. Purchase your tickets. Just visit the Angel Stadium ticket office or log on to angels.com/funpack. Bobby Wilson takes down low. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Bobby came on as a defensive replacement in the top of the inning, hitting 125 on the year, 1 for 8. Rybar over at first. It's down in the dirt. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Three and 0. Lackey had 100 pitches, 68 strikes, 6 punch outs, no walks. Make that 1 walk. The Angels have 2 on now with 1 away. Alberto Teoscar coming up. First man to reach second base since the 3rd inning.
Lackey starts to lose command with the fastball. He'll like to throw that first pitch curveball to get over one.
Matt Albers is up and loosening. Teoscar swings the first pitch and pops it up on the infield. Infield fly rule is called. 2 outs. So Reggie steps up for his first plate appearance. 2 on and 2 outs now. Reggie 0 for 6 on the year. Ibar's at second. Wilson over at first. Look at a fastball for a strike. Vernon Wells went 0 for 3 in this spot in the lineup. It's just missed outside. It's 1-1.
Back-to-back fastballs.
One and 2. That may have gotten a cameraman.
What a trooper, went right back.
Carl Siebert doing the Red Sox game. Well, doing this game, but for the Red Sox. As if they have a separate game going on simultaneously. Willits foul tips that one. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, 2. Lays off the breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ibar led off the 8th with a base hit. Bobby Wilson with a 1-out walk. There's the guys on the bases. 2-2 pitch. Reggie hits one out towards center field, chasing Ellsbury back a little bit. He'll make the catch. That will end the inning. No runs, a hit, 2 left on. 8 in the books, 7-0 Boston. Upcoming schedule. Oakland Athletics in town for the first of 3 tomorrow, all 3 night games. Although, I'm sorry, Wednesday's a 4:05 start. So 2 night games and a 4:05 start on Wednesday. Then out on the road, Tampa, and then 4 in Boston. Return home on May the 6th to take on Cleveland and the White Sox. Rich Thompson out there for his second inning of work. Facing the top of the order here, Jacoby Ellsbury swings the first pitch. Not getting cheated, fouls it back. No balls and 1 strike.
Well, Ellsbury's starting to get more and more comfortable at the plate again. I saw those power numbers for him, but the batting average coming into the series was well below 200.
Up to 222 now in a multi-hit game. Takes a fastball for a strike, and it's 0-2.
That's a good thing about the beginning part of the season. All you do is have a good series, and batting average goes up quickly.
Breaking ball, chopped foul. The count remains at no balls, 2 strikes. Fastball outside, 1-2. Thompson faced 4 batters in the 8th inning, struck out a man, gave up a base hit, a couple of fly ball outs to center. And the 1-2, breaking ball, got him looking. Down goes Ellsbury, 1 out.
A couple of great curveballs by Rich Thompson in this game so far. Got Mike Cameron with that same pitch.
Pedroia takes a strike. Red Sox second baseman 0 for 3. Did have a sacrifice fly in the 5th inning.
Well, when you see that slow curveball, then you can sneak that cheese on the outside part of the plate at 91.
What would you throw here?
Go right back with another fastball right there, same spot. Or a curveball.
Caught him on the inside corner. Pedroia goes down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Rich Thompson. Here comes Adrian Gonzalez.
Well, when you have that type of break on your curveball, you can afford to be able to flip that up there.
I'll tell you what, that's the biggest break we've seen from Rich Thompson this year. As far as that big hammer.
Boy, the big thing when you look at that pitch right there, the arm angle and the elbow was up. Be able to get on top of that and snap that over for a 12-6 break on the curveball.
Snapdragon?
Snapdragon.
That is a snapdragon. Adrian Gonzalez gets a base hit to right field. 3rd hit of the game. Keeps inning alive for Kevin Youkilis, the knuckleballer. Tim Wakefield on the left. Veteran right-hander Dan Wheeler. His first year with Boston is on the right. Fastball just missed outside, 1-0. Pitch is in there, and it's 1-1. Mentioned the 2 guys warming up in the Red Sox bullpen. I wonder what the sound is like down there. Wakefield.
Slightly different.
There's just, I mean, ever so slightly. I mean, you must have dog hearing in order to hear that. Breaking pitches
Hey, what? If you're a pitcher next to Wakefield, you got to feel pretty good about your fastball. The sound difference.
It's a psychological advantage.
Yes, no question. It's like warming up in the visiting bullpen at Dodger Stadium. You feel like you could throw 300 miles an hour with the sound.
2-1 pitches in there, 2-2. Youkilis 1 for 2. Base hit in the 6th inning. He's also picked up a couple of walks and scored a run. The 2-2 pitch. He got him swinging. Thompson strikes out the shot, gives up a 2-out single. We hit to the bottom of the 9th. Angels down 7-0. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Angels game live or on demand on your computer as well as your favorite devices. MLB.tv Premium lets you enjoy HD quality home and away coverage, multi-game view, and the ability to pause and rewind live games. Visit Angels.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. New pitcher on the mound for the Bostons. Dan Wheeler comes on in place of John Lackey, who went 8 innings. Struck out 6, walked 1. And scattered 6 hits, no runs allowed. As a matter of fact, the rotation for the Red Sox now over its 11 games has been very good.
Extremely good in this series. Only allowed 2 runs out of their starters in 30 innings pitched.
Kendrick, Trumbo, and Mathis here against Dan Wheeler. First with sliders in there for a strike.
You'll see a lot of Dan Wheeler. A lot of sliders, sinking fastball, low 90s, and a lot of sliders.
Count is even now, 1 ball, 1 strike. Matt Palmer, the pitcher of record for the Halos. He would fall to 1-1 if the score holds. Lackey would pick up the win, his second. As now he grounds this into Pedroia. There's the first down here in the 9th. This would be, as talked about earlier, the first 4-game losing streak for the Angels this year. Have not fared well at home. If they end up losing this game, they will be 4-6 here at the Big A. 8-4 out on the road.
And the thing is, they haven't scored a lot of runs at home. It's not that the pitching has been all that bad, but it's lack of run production.
Mark Trumbo's 0 for 3. $7:05 tomorrow. right here at the Big A against the Oakland A's. First meeting of the year between the Angels and the Athletics. Trumbo swings through that one. It's 1-1. Gio Gonzalez, the lefty, going up against Jared Weaver. Looking for win number 6.
I'm talking about 2 pitches with really good stuff and great secondary pitches also.
Fouled back. Good swing there. 1-2. Figure this would be last start for Matt Palmer for a little bit as that breaking ball is cut on and missed. At 2 outs, you get the off day coming up on Thursday. So you've got Weaver tomorrow, Chatwood on Tuesday, Heron on Wednesday, off day on Thursday. Irvin would go on Friday, and then Weave on his normal rest on Saturday.
And the thing to consider too is Piñeiro's throwing a rehab assignment start tomorrow, stretch out to about 75 pitches. Then he can right back again on Saturday somewhere in the minor leagues and stretch it out to 90. At that point, see how he feels. He might be back in the rotation at that point.
Jeff Mathis takes a strike. Mathis 1 for 3, had a base hit in the 7th inning. That one just below the knees. Evens a count at 1-1. 7 runs, 11 hits, 6 left on for Boston. No runs, 6 hits, 8 left on for the Angels. Mathis runs hits one out toward left field. Paul Crawford is there. And the Red Sox have just swept the Angels in a 4-game series here at the Big A for the first time since August of 1995.
Well, the big thing is the Angels just didn't swing the bats well, and they got to come back and have an approach tomorrow early hitting and go forward and start scoring some runs and give some support to the starting pitchers so they can relax a little bit.
John Lackey picks up the win. He is now 2-2. Matt Palmer takes a loss. He falls to 0-1. The Red Sox win it 7-0. For Mark Coombs and an entire crew, I'm Victor Rojas. We thank you for watching as always. Stick around as Angels Live is up next.